In this video, we will show you how to use TimeFlow and navigate its features. Before we continue, make sure you've downloaded the TimeFlow software onto your Windows PC. To download TimeFlow, please visit www.duoserve.com/download/TimeFlow. This video contains information on how to start your 30-day free trial account, initially set up the software as an employer, create an admin account and add employees to your system, manage your employees' working hours, vacations, sick leave, and more, use TimeFlow as an employee, as well as some extra optional features. When you launch TimeFlow for the first time, you need to create an account. In this video, we will create a 30-day trial account to get started. Here you can set up your admin password, payroll preferences, and add your initial employees. The trial version includes all the features of the licensed version, and the data that you enter during the trial period will securely be transferred to any future subscription plan you might purchase. To start your free trial, click the Create 30-Day Free Trial Account tab. Fill in your preferred login details as well as your billing account information and click Create My Trial Account. Note that you will not be charged or billed for TimeFlow during your trial. After the trial period is over, you will explicitly have to go to our website to purchase the software if you wish to continue using it. You'll now get a dialog confirming the creation of your account, and you can start using TimeFlow straight away. When you log into TimeFlow for the first time, you will be taken through the configuration wizard, which will help you get started. Note that if you for some reason bypass the configuration wizard, you can always reach it again by clicking here under the Employee tab. Once you're logged in as an admin, you get access to all the options under the Administrator tab. If you earlier canceled the configuration wizard, the password for the Administrator login will be blank until you choose to change the password. Note that as a safety precaution, if you click any other tab in TimeFlow, you'll automatically be logged out as an admin. Clicking the Employees button lets you add, remove, and manage employees. By clicking Add Employee, a person is added to the system and you can fill in their related information. Note that the first set of fields are required and the rest are optional. Once you've created the entry for an employee, click Save. As you can see in this drop-down menu, where all the employees you create will be listed, John Smith is now added. This means he also is ready to use TimeFlow to clock in and out of his work shift. Clicking the Preferences button lets you set your payroll preferences. These of course differ for every company. Here we have the pay period interval set to bi-weekly, the overtime interval to weekly, and to pay overtime after 40 hours, and we've opted to not make any changes regarding rounding off minutes. These payroll preferences will be applied to all employees and will take effect each time you run a payroll report. You can later modify the payroll settings manually when you are ready to run the payroll report. The most important setting in TimeFlow for you as an administrator is where you manage the timesheets for the employees. Clicking the Manage Timesheets button will display a list of all the employees and their corresponding data. Here you can add and delete entries, select a specific time period to display, and filter what you want the list to show you. Note that the time period by default is set to start 1 month prior to today's date and stretch 3 years into the future. This is to prevent hiding entries that, for example, was accidentally entered with the wrong year. You're of course free to change the time period to your liking. To view the information for an employee, click the plus icon next to their ID number. Here you get the option to add a new timesheet entry or view prior entries. Here you can see that Mary has 4 vacation day entries and 17 workday entries. To see further information, you can click the arrow next to the entry type. Here we can see when Mary clocked in, clocked out, the status of an entry, whether it's a paid entry, as well as what the address or name of the computer was that she used to make the entry. To change an entry, simply click the text you wish to edit. To add a new entry, simply click the red text at the top. Pick an entry type and continue to enter the desired information. To delete an entry, simply highlight it by clicking the box to the left and then click Delete Entry. Once you're done with managing the entries, click Apply Entry to save the changes to the database. You also have the possibility to import employees from an existing comma delimited file, such as a CSV, a TXT, or a tab file. Clicking the Reports button will give you the option to compile reports, either into a file or for printing. To run a payroll report, click Timesheet Detail. This will load a form with the default settings. It will show all the employees and their entries for the last payday and will use the settings that we entered in the Preferences panel earlier. You now get the possibility to overview these preferences again and make any potential changes when creating each report. The column to the left lists all the employees. It also gives you the option to filter them by department. You can click the checkbox next to the name to select or deselect an employee, or use the buttons here to select and deselect all. To show you the different report types, let's highlight only the first 3 employees in the list. The Timesheet Detail option will display all the entries from the selected pay period. You can choose to preview the document, directly print it, or click Export Raw Data to create a CSV database file. Clicking Print Preview will show you what the document will look like, as well as give you more options like exporting the document to a selection of different file formats. This also, of course, applies to punctuality, off-day requests, timesheet summary, and employee status. If you want employees to be able to request off days and be able to track them, you can set this up by clicking Employee Types. Once you set up an employee type with accrual rules, employees will be able to request off days. Each requested off day will be marked as pending until the admin clicks the Approve Time Off button, which will show all the pending off day requests. This active plus icon indicates that the employee has made an off day request. To approve or reject the request, click the plus icon, then the arrow to show the entries, then change the status accordingly and click Apply Entry. On the Licenses tab, the Purchase Subscription Plan button will take you to the DuoServe website. If your trial has expired, you will need to purchase a subscription in order to continue using TimeFlow. Once you purchase a subscription, everything is set up automatically. Your payment will update the license key for your account, and you can continue to use the software with all the information entered during the trial. Clicking the Enter License Key button will show the admin the current license or licenses that are active. It will also show whether you're in the trial or subscribed, how many you've used, and how many you have left. The Registered Client Machines tab shows all the computers that have connected with TimeFlow and are using a license. If you want to remove a machine from the list, simply select it and click Unregistered Machine. This will give room for a new machine to connect. Once the admin has set up the employee profiles and assigned their passwords, it's very easy for employees to clock in and out. Under the Employee tab, they select their username, enter their password, and click Punch In or Punch Out. It's that simple. Each employee can check their worked hours by selecting their username in the drop-down menu and clicking View My Hours. They can then click Print Preview to either save the document as a PDF or print it. Further, each employee can request off days by clicking any of the options here. They select a start period and an end period for their request. And then click Refresh Dates. Once the employee clicks Request, it will be put in the system and the admin will have to review it and approve or reject the entry. If the admin approves it, the employee will not be able to clock in for work on their requested off day, and their vacation day will be deducted from the total amount that they have accrued or were originally given. By clicking the View Off Days Status button, employees can get a summary and print or save as a PDF. The requested dates can be selected by highlighting the calendar and then click Print Preview. This will show the employee's current status of his or her entries. Under the View tab, you can change the look of the interface of TimeFlow by selecting any of the skins available. TimeFlow allows you to add a biometric fingerprint reader to your subscription. This requires the purchase of a biometric device from DuoServe and the purchase of an additional biometric subscription. Adding a biometric device is very simple. It's an external USB device that connects to your computer. The administrator can then register each employee's fingerprint, and they can begin to clock in and out with their fingerprint instead of using their username and password. This further increases the security at your organization and prevents exploits like buddy punching. You can inquire further about this feature at support.duoserve.com.